frontier pushed westward, the signs of civilization followed, bringing man's physical comforts, his buildings, his vehicles, and his railroads. But along with the progress came the many problems, which directly involved Rex Allen, who stars as the Frontier Doctor.
This was an exciting time. A railroad was coming to Rising Springs. It was only a short spur south from the main line. Rising Springs itself turned into a boom town, swarming on weekends with boisterous, brawling gangs of railroad men. As Rising Springs' only doctor, I had a brisk Sunday morning business patching broken heads and bruised bodies. It was during the spanning of the river that I began to notice an alarming rise in the accident rate. And the closer that bridge got to completion, the more trouble we seemed to have. Everything from falling in the river to badly timed explosions.
Hurry up with that stretcher, boys.
I'll take that.
These accidents are coming too often for comfort. One more like this and I'm quitting.
Like kill rain, isn't it?
Yes.
Where is it I'm at?
On the job as usual, Mike.
Ah, so I am. Do you know, for a minute I thought I joined the heavenly choir and was seeing an angel.
Might as well let him up, Doctor. He's all right.
I believe he is at that.
Oh, what's more and more I'm coming to believe there's a devil's curse on us.
Now, really, Mike.
Some say it's the spirits of the poor wandering saints that abide in the river.
Mike, you fished and swam in that river. You never saw any spooks in it, did you?
That was different. I wasn't disturbing them with a bridge.
You're a grading foreman. You're supposed to have good sense. I'll check your dad after I take care of these men at the hospital. Would you like a ride into town?
Thank you, Doctor.
Mike, you take it easy for the rest of the day.
Aye. What's happened to you, girl? It's like you've been avoiding me.
You know how busy I've been this vacation, Mike.
Is it gone away to a fancy spool that's turned your head? Or is it the handsome engineer from Chicago? Well, you sure can't blame me for trying.
I'm afraid Daddy's not home. His buggy's not in the barn.
I guess it doesn't make much difference. I can catch up with him in town.
Doctor, what's really wrong with Dad?
The judge isn't getting any younger, Julie, and this railroad job's quite a worry, too.
I keep telling him he's silly to work so hard. He's retired. He doesn't need the money.
You keep him on that medicine, try to make him get some rest. I think everything will be all right.
Thanks, Doctor. And thanks for the ride.
You're welcome.
Here, Jude.
To put it bluntly, gentlemen, we'll barely make the payroll. You can sell out to the Southwest Railroad now, and take a small loss, or take another mortgage on your properties and try to hang on. The latter course would entail a tremendous risk. As your friend and your chairman, I cannot ask so great a sacrifice.
We figured you'd advise us to play it safe, Judge, but we don't think that way. We started this project, and we'll see it through. And what's more, we have faith in you to see us through.
I'm touched, gentlemen. Deeply touched. And I'm sure Mr. Collins feels the same.
I can only say I'll do my best.
Well, you're a stranger to us, young man, but you come highly recommended by the judge here. And whatever the judge does is plenty good enough for me.
Thank you. Well, gentlemen, the meeting's adjourned.
Morning, Doc.
Morning. Morning, George.
Morning, Doc.
Mr. Williams.
Come on in, Doctor.
Mr. Collins.
Hello, Doctor.
You heard about the explosion at the construction camp.
Yes, we heard.
We just had a meeting. We were waiting for your report on the casualties.
Broken collarbone was the worst, but it could just as well have been another death. Don't you think you're pushing that work a little too fast?
Listen, if the job is to be done with the time and money allotted, it's the best I can do.
Now, boys, let's not get into that again. The strain's beginning to put everybody's nerves on edge.
I'm sorry, Judge. How's your arm?
Well, I haven't felt the numbness for a week.
Good. Maybe we got it licked.
I hope so. That cerebral business is nothing to fool with.
You trying to get some rest, like I told you?
Much as I can. After all, pushing through a railroad is no easy matter.
Keep your eye on him.
You bet I will, Doctor.
By the way, Judge, Julie's getting suspicious about your condition. She's going to have to know about it sooner or later.
Put it off as long as possible.
Good day, gentlemen.
Couldn't bring yourself to do it, could you? Just couldn't stand up and make those ranchers quit.
You heard me, Collins. Had I been any more persistent, they would have gotten suspicious. Can't we forget this whole dirty business and be satisfied with a normal, honest profit?
I'll lose my chance to gain control of this spur line? Not on your life.
Not on my life or anybody else's, eh, Collins? Life's pretty cheap to you, isn't it? All those so-called accidents, the maiming and the killing. Doesn't that haunt your nights, Collins?
The only thing that haunts my nights is how to ease your dear friends out of controlling interest. And not get caught.
That won't be easy. Once the bridge is finished, it'll be impossible.
There's a way.
If it involves any more violence...
Why, you pious old fool. If those ranchers ever knew the truth about you, they'd hang you to the nearest tree. You keep that in mind, Judge.
As if I could ever forget.
Have you ever thought what would happen if there were a payroll robbery? If that safe were cleaned out and the workers weren't paid tomorrow?
This is a terrible thing we're doing.
Not so terrible as it is smart. Now, hurry it up.
Daddy. What are you doing out here, Daddy? It's the middle of the night.
It's all right. It's my head. It'll pass.
I'd better get Dr. Baxter.
No.
I'm sorry, Daddy. I'm getting Dr. Baxter. What were you doing?
I couldn't sleep. I thought perhaps some fresh air might help me.
You were going to drive?
Now, see here, Julie, did you expect me to walk? Baxter said I was not to exercise.
Please, Daddy, don't get so excited.
Word of the payroll spread rapidly. By 10 o'clock the next morning, the section foremen were coming into town. I felt there might be trouble, and I was concerned about the judge.
Everything is being done to recover the stolen money.
That goes without saying. All we want to know if this is going to be payday.
I'm afraid that's impossible.
We have to arrange another loan, and that'll take a little time.
Not a little time, Judge. A lot of time. Meanwhile, what are my men going to eat on?
We're asking you to be patient.
Sorry, Judge. Either my men get paid before sundown or we walk.
You call that fair?
After the way you've been pushing us, Collins, getting my men maimed and killed, we ought to do worse than walk. We ought to take you apart.
Back off! Don't lose your head!
There was no call for that.
All right, hold it up, Doc. Here, break it off.
Get out of there and get him fight. Come on, Joe.
Stand back, there'll be some broken heads. Here, break it up, you two. Call it off. Fighting like this won't get us anywhere. You ought to be ashamed.
Whose side are you on?
On the side of fair play, that's who. Get out of here. Get out, I'll spray the street with you.
All right, Collins, that does it. Let's go, fellas.
That was a crazy thing to do. I had him under control.
No mob is going to threaten me.
Put a gun on him. This is a bad...
The trouble now is they're liable to do considerable damage.
Like what?
Blow up the bridge, tear up the tracks.
They wouldn't.
Don't be so sure. They've been building up a considerable head of steam.
Well, supposing you're right. What can we do about it now?
You can alert the ranchers. Get them out to the bridge to stand guard.
That's a good idea. Let's get going.
I'll get the horses to the livery stable. Meet you there.
I better get you home, Judge.
Here, take this. You can never tell what those ruffians will do. I'll get the ranchers out to the bridge. We've put too much time and money in it to lose it now.
Here, drink this.
What is it?
Is there a gun in the house?
Yes.
Get it.
Who is it? What is it?
Lay back down. I'll take care of it.
Get out, brave bunch. Trying to burn out a sick old man and a girl. Get out!
That judge is crooked as a dog's hind leg. I'll bet there never was any payroll.
Well, throwing rocks and setting fires don't prove anything. Get out!
Wait till you see what we do to the judge's bridge. Only old thief that.
I said get out!
The bridge.
Don't worry about it. There's enough ranchers guarding it to take care of it. The barn. Hardly blame them, Julie. Nobody wants to think they're being cheated.
Doctor, those are the payroll boxes. I've seen them before.
Pretty clever. Well, this is the last place in the world anybody would... What are we sitting here for? This is the answer to all our problems. I'll get this over to the construction company. You can go in and tell the judge everything's going to be all right. Now, what's the matter?
Why are you pretending you don't know? That you haven't even guessed? Why must you keep hiding the truth from me?
Julie, you've got yourself all upset. What am I supposed to be hiding from you?
What's wrong with my father? Just tell me what's wrong. Surely you must know he's the one who hid the money here. Is he out of his mind? Is he going crazy? I've got to know.
Well, it never occurred to me that your father hid this money.
He did. Last night, I found him here. He'd been driving. Don't you see? He's not sane. He couldn't be. Is that what you've been keeping from me?
I guess it's time you knew the truth, Julie. I promised your father I'd never tell you, but he has a cerebral condition.
And I was right. It is his brain.
Not exactly what you think. The small blood vessels in his brain are breaking down. He's aging, Julie. And when this happens, we call it a stroke. Now, he's had 2 light ones already.
Is it dangerous?
Anyone could be the last.
Can you do anything to stop them?
Nothing, not directly, except to see that he gets plenty of rest. But when the arteries start to harden and constrict, and the blood can't circulate, it...
And he's sane, perfectly sane?
I've known your father for a long time, Julie. As far as I know, he's perfectly normal.
Then how do you explain it?
Julie, suppose we don't jump to conclusions. You go in the house and have a talk with your father. I'll deliver this money over to the construction camp. Maybe I can stop some bloodshed.
Thank you, Doctor. The doctor's gone, Daddy.
I know. I saw from the window.
Aren't you going to ask where we found the money? I was hoping you'd ask how we found it and how it got there. But you know, don't you?
Yes. The doctor. Does he know, too?
I told him. I thought you were losing your mind.
It's just as well. Soon everybody will know.
Would you want to tell me about it?
Julie. Listen. I never wanted to do this thing. I gambled that time I was in Chicago. Collins' wealthy railroad friends tricked me into the wheat market. I gambled, and I lost. I did it for you.
What does it matter about me?
I should have died. I should have died with the first attack I ever had.
Don't say that. Don't ever say things like that.
If you could possibly forgive me, Julie. You're all I have. Bring the buggy around front.
You were right, Mike. Here they come out from town.
It's the construction workers, and they're spiling for a fight.
Get back to the bridge and get the dynamite out of the magazine. They'll be looking for it.
Sure thing, Mr. Collins.
Unhitch those horses from the wagon. Put it across the tracks of that crossing.
We'll try to stop them before they get to the bridge.
Well, just in case you don't, I'm going back to the dam and warn the rest of the ranchers.
Come on, man, we'll unhitch your horses to crossing.
closer. Nobody's gonna cheat us out of a month's pay.
I found the payroll! It's not just the money! It's the payroll!
Hold on now, boys, just a minute. You'll all get paid. Take it easy. Mike, will you take over and pay the men off?
It's a pleasure to be, Doc. But where'd you find the money?
Does it make any difference?
Not that you got it, no. Come on, give us a hand, Doc. Doc, it's the judge and Julie.
Isn't that Collins talking to him?
Aye. Probably came to tell him the good news.
It's only fair you should know, Perry. I'm telling them the truth.
Shut up, you old fool. We've got to get out of here fast. Turn the team around and head back for town.
You don't frighten me, Perry. Out of my way.
Some of you men come with me.
Daddy! Daddy! Mikey was Collins. He shot him.
He's heading for the railroad. Come on, Barry.
He's hit in the shoulder. He's dead. The bullet didn't kill him. He died from a stroke.
We wanted to tell the truth, to make amends.
Mike, he's in the engine.
Look out! A dynamite!
Collins was dead. Other men took over the accounts and plans. 2 months later, in June 1901, the bridge spanned the Rio Santos Paseos and the railroad spur was completed. I dropped by on dedication day to pick up Julie Sharon for the ceremonies.
Good afternoon, Doctor.
Julie, if it'll be any comfort to you, you and I have a little secret. No one will ever know.
Thank you, Doctor. Well, hello, Mr. Kilrain.
I hope you won't mind, Julie. I can't go long. Unexpected sick call.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Oh, you needn't be. Mike here can take you along in my buggy.
That is, if it's all right with you, miss.
Well, Of course, Mike. I'd be delighted.
Have a good time.
Oh, Doctor. If you're going to sit up with a sick friend, you might need this.
Come up there.